name is Kelly O'Donnell, and I play for the Skidmore women's soccer team.
Okay. When did you start playing soccer, and did you always know you wanted to play at a higher level?
I started playing when I was about 4 years old, and I think as soon as I hit middle school, that's when I knew that I wanted to play in college, and I started the recruiting process pretty early in high school.
Can you paint me a picture of your viewing experience of the past Women's World Cup?
This summer I would either watch it at home on TV, but I was also interning this summer in the city, so sometimes I'd go to a bar and watch it there with some friends who were also interning. Just a lot of nerves and excitement every time they scored.
Can you think of a time when you had a strong emotional reaction during the final game?
When I saw Abby Wambach finally hold the trophy. She's been on the team since I can remember, and she's never won a World Cup, and I knew it was like everything she ever wanted. And also, Carly Lloyd was wearing the captain's band, and she passed it to Abby Wambach, and then Abby Wambach passed it to Christine Rampone, who was a 40-year-old on the Women's World Cup team. So it was kind of amazing that she was still on the team, and she's the only remaining player from the last time they won the World Cup. So it was really nice.
Can you describe your experience? Did you watch with friends, family, have a party, and did you watch the whole tournament?
I would watch when I could other games, but because I was at work, I wouldn't be able to see some of the games. If I were missing the U.S. game, I would tape it and then watch it. And I had 2 friends staying with me all summer, so at least like those 2 girls in my family would be watching it, sometimes more. But yeah.
In the final game, did you have a big party, or you just watched with your
It was
family?
actually just me and my parents, and I actually missed the first half because I was driving home, but I know, it's okay.
Did you follow the games even though you're at work?
Yeah, I had my Twitter open. I followed like 3 different like Women's World Cup sources. So yeah, and also in the semifinals when they were playing Germany, my mom had bought me Broadway ticket shows, so I was watching the game like through social media as I was sitting in the show because I didn't want to miss it.
Were you sharing links with friends or videos or anything during the game, after the game?
So our whole soccer team has a group me, and I remember the first game I was missing like literally only 10 minutes, but I was on the train and my group me had like blown up from our whole team, just like texting and talking about it, and our coach had like texted each class. And then through the tournament, I also got one of my friends like addicted to soccer. She plays hockey at Wesleyan, and I like introduced her to soccer, and she like went on YouTube and like watched all their videos they made, and then she went back to Wesleyan in the fall, and she like managed their women's soccer team.
Oh.
I know.
How was watching the Women's World Cup different from watching the men's? Was it significant to you? Did you feel as though that was a huge aspect to the experience?
I love watching the game and then seeing it being blown up on social media. Like, for me, it's like finally getting the recognition. Like sometimes, I have 2 older brothers, and like sometimes they'll just like degrade it, saying it's just girls soccer. And I think like people watch certain players, like Tobin Heath, like she's like just as crafty as like any male player. So like that was really nice to see her get recognition for her like ability to like have the same like technical ability. And I think like it's a huge like step towards like empowering women, because it's like closing the gender gap in one aspect of life, but it's something that people watch all over the world.
So even though the game itself got so much media coverage, how did you feel about the prize money difference?
Oh my, that pisses me off so much. It's not even the World Cup that's like so bad. It's like the Women's League in general in the U.S. Like, we're supposed to be one of the leaders in the women's game, and we've had 2 or 3 like leagues go under, fold under, and the players who aren't the stars, they can't even like afford to like make that their job. So it definitely impedes the progress of the game. And a lot of the players on the team now had to go over to Europe or other countries to play while like the league had folded. So it's almost like sad that our country, even though we're supposed to be we've been ranked number 1 throughout like since the 90s, and we couldn't even like maintain a league. So, but right now they just added another team, which is really good in Orlando. So it's showing that like after every World Cup, there's always like an increase in like the American League. So.
And was it important to you to see women play at the highest level? You know, at the ultimate final game.
Yeah, I mean, it just shows you like Carly Lloyd, like she's the one who scored a hat trick in the game and had like the game of her life. I mean, she's been on the team since I was like 10, I think. So I've been watching her for 10 years. And I remember I saw her first goal scored ever because they were playing at Gillette in Massachusetts, where I'm from. And it was like her first game ever. It was like a friendly against Norway, and she scored like a great goal. And so like to see her like make it to the World Cup, I always like felt a connection with that. But also like it was awesome to see like certain countries like Thailand and like some of the African nations, like they sometimes they got crushed, but like they also were like much better than they've ever been. And there was like 4 more teams I think than the last World Cup, so that was cool.
So all in all, how would you describe your experience watching the World Cup?
It was really positive. Especially with the U.S. winning, but I think people are going to continue to pay attention. I think in the Olympics, they're going to be excited to watch the women's game in the U.S., and I think even more than the men, because the men, I think it's like their under 23 team, where the women's team is the full roster. So I think they could even have some more attention than the men.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.